everybody, this is Grace. And this is just kind of like a, I don't know, rambling kind of catch-up thing. Now, I had made some videos sometime in February, early February. Today's March 2nd. And in those videos, I said, the first one I said that I needed a break, total, maybe not come back to YouTube kind of thing. But I am back. I needed a break. I really needed a break. And then the other one explained more of why, and then since then I've made some that were, more about why. What was going on, what was truly bothering me and everything. Well, I don't think I ever finished that because really I took a break. It might not have seemed like it, but some of the videos that I was making public, I had published. I know one was in October, and I think one was even earlier than that, like in August, that I made, and I had never made public before. There were videos that I made and just, they were sitting there. So I used those whenever I did upload, and then for about 8 days, I just had all my videos off. Most of my videos are off anyway. They're not public. They're on private, but they're not made public. And trying to put those back public, yeah, that's a task. Because I don't really know for certain that if you have it mindset to you check that bell for notifications, I think it might, each one of them rings on your, whatever it does. I don't know. I've never done that for anybody's channel. So that might be irritating. I think it is anyway. So yeah, I'm trying to do them slowly, put them back in public, but how slow can be slow, right? Anyway, I haven't made any videos for that channel. I didn't make any videos from before the February 16th, or maybe February 16th. That was the last day I uploaded one of them. Who knows how long before then that I had made it. Okay, so anyway. So yesterday I went out and I made, I guess, a couple of videos for this channel. And it really, the first one just really sounded awful. This one's not sounding so great either. But that one, I was trying to make some points, but it was kind of like divided, my points. So anyway, this truck right here, pardon me, but I think they own the road. Yeah, I can drive and chew bubblegum at the same time. But anyway, okay, I would not be surprised if that truck just did a U-E in the middle of the road. Not intentionally either. Yeah. Anyway, real life happens even in the middle of videos. But overall, I really did take a break in February from this channel. Yeah, And did it do me any good? I'm not so sure. But it does kind of feel like everything got shifted somehow, with, I guess, my focus. I was watching those parody channels, drama channels, and all that. And speaking of which, the drama channel one that I put up, when was it, yesterday, that I made public, that one was before the 16th. Or that might have been one that I uploaded on the 16th. So I've had a couple of weeks to watch more of them, and I really want to see, really wanted to get more into it. Well, I got burnout from getting more into it. I should have backed off completely. Actually, I shouldn't have. I'm talking just about me. I wanted to see what was going on. I wanted to see, I've seen these since I started YouTube, watching YouTube videos in communities 5 years ago. I started making videos 4.5 years ago on my original channel. Now, I've certainly seen these in different kinds of communities. YouTube is the community, so what would you call each kind of genre, maybe? I don't think people call them genres. I think they call them communities, like, the shopping community, the beauty community, the narcissism community. Yeah, look up community and society in Webster's dictionary, and you might get confused. Anyway, not online, an actual paper dictionary. Okay, that was just went off on a tangent there. But yeah, I wanted to see what was going on in these. Well, there was even more and more and more. You can find them, eventually, maybe, if you know what to search for. I don't even know if it's what you search for. Once maybe I watched one of them, other ones started coming up and stuff. You know what I mean? Now this watching these really made me start questioning how I truly see some of it. Okay, now some of you know that I have done videos about people who say they're better than the scientists, and the scientists are all wrong and they're all right. And yeah, I've done videos on that since, let's see, maybe, I'd say 3.5 years ago. But I never point my finger at a certain person. I don't think I have ever said anybody else's channel name. I could be wrong, maybe once. I'm not perfect. But not in that sense. Not in the sense of downing them. Shout out like, hey, I really like this person's video. I think I did that once. I really like that person's, kind of video. That was when I first started, though. But never like, pointing them out to say this person's wrong. But it really makes me question this. All these that I started watching, and there are plenty of them right now, when somebody is doing something wrong, and it's really wrong, very wrong, that could have, detrimental effects on some people's health, it's harmful to their health, what do you do? Okay, now, personally, I think I really don't know what I would answer to this, seriously, because, there's all these rules changing, these community guidelines, and it really does depend on what are they doing, Of course it does. That can be really harmful. I mean, there are things that you just know for certain, but there's other ones that would involve some kind of investigation, somebody who is on the other end that really understands it. So many things, really. Now, if somebody's about to hurt somebody, or does a video, they're going to really harm somebody, yeah, But when it becomes more of a judgment or a level of education in that topic kind of thing, situation. I know some of you know what I mean. Some of you might. I'm going to forget what I was talking about. Real life happens in the middle of my videos, that's for certain. But yeah, so I was talking about that I did take a break, and then was watching these kinds of channels. Got a little close to the wall. These, drama channels and everything. And it made me really question, to get to what what it made me question, was when there's somebody who's doing this kind of thing that is really, harmful, think of maybe like emotionally harmful, and that it might lead to bad things for, other people watching, or some kind of belief that could. How much and who should and when should, or is it even a should, do videos, other YouTubers do videos on this person, outing them? Now, my view is, you don't come to my channel and put all your stuff, because my comments are on approved, and I won't approve those. But that even made me question that, because if you see somebody who's doing bad and all you see are the good comments on that person's channel, meaning that they screen them like I do, I don't get bad comments, really, not very many, a few, of course, in all these years. Mine are usually, sometimes people put up stuff that makes absolutely no sense at all, or it's just something they were directing to me. I don't need everybody to see it, that kind of thing. But how many, there's one question, but how many people really should, out that person or say bad things, and how much should you say, we do have some consequences to what we say. I don't make the rules. I don't, but things, defamation of character, slander, libel, and all that. And YouTube's guidelines themselves, like harassment and bullying, cyberbullying, hate speech, and so on and so forth. You go look them up yourself. You can read all about it, and then click that learn more on them, and you see what it gives examples. I think that's great. They give examples of what you shouldn't do, and one of them is not to make videos to humiliate someone. Here's the thing. The people who are making the videos, some of them, not all of them, that make videos about some of these who are really doing bad. They're doing it for a good purpose. Some not, and it's obvious. Okay, but once you read those guidelines, you might say, I might not, maybe I shouldn't be doing this at all anyway. Okay, once you read those guidelines, you might see it that way. But really, my thought, I had this thought, and I mentioned it before months ago. Well, I don't know how long ago, maybe a couple months, but it goes back 2 or 3 months. I had this feeling that I just need to kind of sit back and watch and see what happens, and it was more of a thought of society tends to take care of itself, not always, but sometimes it tends to. And in this kind of thing, it might be one of those that, people are going to say, oh no, you're not going to come here and abuse people, possibly abuse people, or lead to possible abuse of what you say and what you're doing and all that. That's society taking care of itself. People aren't going to tolerate that. Now, then you have people who fight against them, and then it becomes just this tangled up mess. And really, we should have, and we do have, somebody to report it to. How detailed, though? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? I think I just made a whole clip, and it didn't take, maybe, I don't know. But that's kind of irritating because I don't know where I left off on the one before and all that, and what all I said in this one. So, but anyway, I was basically saying that societies tend to take care of themselves, and people making these videos, that might be a sign. But how good are these people who are doing it? Is it for that intention and the purpose that they're doing this, or are they doing it for something that is not that great? Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to be repeating myself or not, but for me, it really made me question, how, when does it become like people who are trying to point out that somebody's doing bad, doing wrong, or it's not just one person, it could be many, and it is, when they're trying to point this out, but it's like too many people are doing it, and then when does it become ganging up, and when does it become as bad as, that's another bad thing, is to gang up on somebody. And it's making me question that again, in this kind of context. When is too much? When should it stop? Should it stop, how do you see it? Should it stop once the person quits making videos? Or the people. It's, like I said, it's not just one. What do you think? But one of the things that this kind of, to me, falls under is enemy. Okay, some might simply call it normlessness. That wouldn't exactly be right, but in a way, okay. There's no, it's too open. There's not enough rigidity. I know that sounds like, well, we don't want it to be so, rigid, like rules and everything that are truly enforced. Some people, they don't want that. They want it loose and open, and some people don't. There needs to be a middle ground. There is a middle ground. And when you go too far to one direction or too far in the other direction, extremes, okay? An extreme is an extreme and extreme. On and on. The extremes usually aren't good, really. Really. They've got drawbacks. So, extremes ends, opposite ends. So kind of get in the middle a little bit, Then there needs to be somebody who is enforcing this, and there is somebody, not just one. I don't know how many. I don't know what YouTube did. But yeah, that enforce this kind of thing. Okay, and we all know it's happening, that it is better enforced now. And I think that that's a good thing. They also have it to where we all know trolls are going to go wild and report things that shouldn't be reported, but they seem, from what I've heard and understand, that they have, what is it? What am I looking for here? What's the word? But they have ways of detecting trolls, when somebody reports a channel that they shouldn't be reporting. There's nothing there, there's no reason, there's no purpose for it. That's what I understand. And then that person is the one that might lose their channel, you know? So, but there need, you know, a lot of people had said that it needed more consistency in it too. I think that's happening. I don't know. What do you think? I kind of rambled on my little trip to go to Schlotzsky's and get some nice sandwiches. It's just a good day to do it, to ramble a little bit. Kind of rainy, and I want to go home and eat and take a nap, which probably is not the way to go about it, but hey, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a healthcare professional provider. Remember, read the disclaimer below this video on YouTube. Anyway, I'm wrapping it up. If you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, you can click one of the rectangles one way. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would. And I'll talk to y'all in another video. Bye.